Oh, hi, hi. I'm getting ready to make dinner, and the dinner that I'm making tonight is so good that when people who've had it find out I'm making it, they swoon because they want some more. So come on along. I'll show you what I'm making tonight and the secret ingredient that makes it special. So come on. Okay, so what I'm making here is manicotti, but it's not just any manicotti. And I'll explain the secret ingredient here in a little while. Also, two things. All right, three things. The first is that I started making this about, it was over 30 years ago. And I had the recipe written out, and I've probably moved 3 or 4 times since then, and I don't know where the recipe is. It's lost. So I'm going to eyeball stuff, but I'm going to put the recipe as I remember it down below with my little notes there on what I do now with it. That's one thing. Secondly, I want to remind you that I'm trying to get 100 subscribers by Valentine's Day, and as I'm making this, it's February 1, so I only have 13 more days to get 19 more subscriptions. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but you can help me. Either subscribe or find somebody who wouldn't mind subscribing. I would appreciate that. Okay, so there's a few things you need. You need a big pot to boil the manicotti in. You need a huge, I mean huge bowl to mix the ingredients. You need a pan that you can, or yeah, a Pyrex pan that you can bake, and you need a fry pan. A deeper one would be better. And of course, you need manicotti. You need several different kinds of cheeses. What else? Oh, yeah. I use Prego. I like Prego better than the other big national brands. And today I'm using the chunky tomato, onion, and garlic. Okay, there's that. You need 3 pieces of bread. We're going to cube those up. You're going to need an onion. You need a pound of hamburger, whether it be real hamburger or whether it be vegetarian hamburger. You could probably use soy, I mean a tofu, but I think vegetable hamburger would work if you're a vegetarian, much better than tofu would. But either hamburger or vegetarian hamburger will work. Also, you need broccoli cuts. I used to be able to get these in a box about like this, and they were cut broccoli, and I haven't been able to get those for a while. I think it has something to do with supply chain. So, but you do need that as well. And again, everything's down below. So stick with me here. So the first place we start is we have to brown the hamburger or vegetarian hamburger, whichever you're using. And so that's where we start. Put it in there and get it going. I always like to put a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper. So we've got that going on. Okay, so while that's browning, another thing that you're gonna need is slice up, cube 3 slices of bread. All right, So we've got this on medium, starting to brown, and now we want to cube the bread. Okay, I'm going to put that right there for now, move it aside. Also, while the hamburger or imitation hamburger is cooking, I like to cut up the onion. So put a little bit of onion in there. I use about half of the onion. Let's take a moment right here to talk about the cheeses. I always use mozzarella and believe provolone cheese could be used. I know they have packages like this at the store with it's called 3 Italian cheese or 3 cheese Italian, something like that. You can use that. Over the years, I've gone, I don't like Parmesan cheese. They do have shredded Parmesan cheese. When it comes to Parmesan cheese, I'm not a real Parmesan cheese fan. So you don't want to use the kind you pour on like your spaghetti or your pizza or lasagna or whatever. But they do have it. It does come shredded like this. And like I said, I'm not a Parmesan fan, so I jettison that. You can use that. They have shredded Italian, 3 cheese Italian in bags. Over the course of the years, I've taken the Parmesan out, and I just use regular medium cheddar. I like it. You can use mozzarella and whatever other cheeses you like, except the secret ingredient cheese, and we're going to get to that right now. The pièce de résistance, the thing that really puts it over the top, is Swiss cheese, believe it or not. You don't usually see Swiss cheese in an Italian recipe, but this makes the whole thing. Trust me, it just really crowns everything. It does. It's really good. So yeah, again, I used to get it in this, but well, before these came out, I used to buy these, but you can find them in there sometimes. The supply chain really is not optimum right now. So, and I'm sure you know that you do your own shopping. So I couldn't find any bags of shredded Swiss cheese. So I have to go back to the way I used to do it, which is to use a cheese shred. Okay, so once we've got all the cheese grated, we've got the bread cubed, we've got the onion sliced, we've got the hamburger or vegetarian burger. Once we have all of that taken care of, it's time to mix it all together. Okay, this is a very hands-on sort of meal. Okay, so the first thing I do is I put it in there. Then we put the bread cubes in there. And usually the way I'm doing this a little different because I'm recording this, but usually what I do is I brown the burger or vegetarian burger, and then as I mentioned earlier, when the supply chain's going good, you can find cut up pieces of cut up frozen broccoli, and you put that on, you put the hamburger in, you put the broccoli on top, you put the bread on top of that, and that keeps all the cheese from melting. So the next thing is 8 ounces of mozzarella. So we'll put that in there. Okay. Like that. We'll put another 8 ounces of whatever that middle cheese is that you would like. Provolone, three Italian, whatever. I'm again using medium cheddar, 8 ounces of that. Well, it looks like about 8 ounces, maybe a little more. Okay, and then 8 ounces of that Swiss cheese. There, okay. So we've done that. Now we have to mix it up. And again, that's all done by hand. Oh, I forgot something. What was I thinking? There's one other thing you need. And you'll see it down in the recipe. 2 raw eggs. It wasn't gooey enough, and I couldn't figure it out, and then I remembered. Okay, so you may think I'm really messing all this up because you're a good cook, but the fact is that this will all come out of the oven, and people, like I said earlier, people will swoon. It's so good. Okay, so that looks about right. Now we have to boil the manicotti. So okay, so we have the water starting to boil now. I like to put a little olive oil in the water. It helps the pasta. This works with spaghetti too. It helps the pasta not stick together. Now another thing I like to do while the manicotti pasta is boiling is I like to coat the bottom of the pan that they're going to be baked in. I use olive oil. And then once they're drained, I like to pour cold water over them so they don't cook anymore. They stay firm enough to be hand stuffed, which is what you have to do with this meal. Okay, and then the final thing that we need to do is we need to stuff the pasta. So basically, you just dig in and push it through, just like that. Then, once you have it stuffed, and you don't want to overstuff it because by pushing too much in there, it'll break the sides. You don't really want to do that. So then you just set it into the pan, get your next one, and you just keep going until you've got it full. There'll be stuff left over. If you only make one box of manicotti, there will be stuff left over. And what we do is we take the leftover stuff and make more manicotti and stuff those, and then we put it in the freezer. So this incredibly delicious meal can last 2 or 3 times. So usually we have enough with the box, we've got enough for 2 nights. And then with what's left over, we probably have enough for 2 to 4 more nights. We break it up into a little bit here, a little bit there, and then pull it out of the freezer and just microwave it with some pasta on it, or some Prego or Ragu or whatever it is you use, and there it is. So when you get your pan all taken care of, then you put on your pasta sauce. So I just do this. That's about right for each of these pans that we're making. And then it goes in the oven for 30 minutes. So I'll see you in 30 minutes. And this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven.